Hi guys, I don't know about you, but whenever I'm planting subtropical and maybe tropical trees and plants around the garden, I'm always fighting for the sunny location, generally on the south side, facing the south side fences. And I tend to sort of run out of space because I'm trying to figure out which ones need the most sun and which ones have the most growth needed when with full sun. And so the shady side of the garden tends to get a little bit neglected because the plants that don't do so well in shady areas don't tend to be tropicals or subtropicals. But I've got one today that will quite happily fill your shady part of the garden, and that's what I'm going to be planting up today, and that is wasabi. These are two wasabi plants that I got from a local nursery, so they had them in the herb section, and one of them just happened to mention to me like, oh, you like growing weird stuff, and they said, do you want to try growing some of this? And so I thought, yeah, I'm up for a challenge. And so I did a bit of research online and had a look at them for how to grow them, and there's a few different options and opinions on how to do it. The main one, which if you're competing for Michelin star restaurant, horseradish, it's Japanese horseradish, wasabi, you got to have bubbling creeks coming down from mountain glaciers and crystal clear ice water and flowing through, cascading down into some filtered rock pool area. But I don't have one of those in my garden. So what I'm going to do is a slightly different version, but it's going to be a test to see how they get on, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So wasabi is a really interesting plant to grow. Everything on the plant is edible. These ones have got some flowers on them now, but you can literally just take a leaf, any leaf that you fancy. We'll go for a young one down here. I need it. It has a very peppery, watercressy kind of flavour. It's the same family as the mustard and all those kind of things. Great looking plants, but they do like only about 30% sunshine, so most of it has to be in the shade. So what I've got here, I've got their little location where they're going to go is here. I've just dug out a lot of this is the natural soil that's here. I haven't added anything to it yet. It's got a nice shade from a camellia and a few other shrubs and trees around here, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of compost to this, and I'll dig that in because it needs good drainage. So I'll add some of that and show you what I'm doing. So what I'm doing, I'm literally adding the compost into the bed like that. Grab my fork. I'm just going to dig it in to the existing soil that's there, so you get a good, nice draining, high organic mix bed. Okay, so we've got our compost and everything all mixed in there, so we've got a nice, good, loose, rich organic soil, which is going to grow here. So that's that. Now what we need to do is we're going to put a top layer on it, and the top layer is going to be pea shingle. We're putting pea shingle on it because when they grow it amongst rivers and those kind of places, which is where it naturally is farmed, the rhizome, which is what we're trying to grow, will send out roots into the nutrient-rich rich water that flows past. We're kind of replacing the water with compost, so we've got a nutrient-rich compost, but you don't really want too many roots to grow out of the rhizome. So as a test, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a good 2 or 3 inch layer of pea shingle on the top, so that when the plant grows, the roots will go down into the compost, but the rhizome will just grow through the shingle, and it will keep it clean without growing too many roots off of the rhizome. And so hopefully we'll see how the plant gets on by doing that. Okay, so here we have the pea shingle. You can see now why I put the bricks on the edge here. Keep it in. So we're just going to spread this throughout the growing area. where the wasabi is going to grow. It will also help keep the moisture in the compost soil underneath, because it likes good drainage, but it does like quite a lot of water. So the pea shingle is going to help in keeping the moisture in, but also enabling the plant to produce good rhizomes. So let's take our plant and put him in. Okay, so I've just dug a hole for the wasabi plant through the shingle. You just take it out of its pot, which I've done, and rest it in the soil. Try to hold so you can see, and literally just backfill. Let the soil and the shingle mix back in amongst the plant. Press it down slowly, make sure the leaves and things are out of it. Obviously bury them with it. And that is one, oh, that's broken, just pull that off. One wasabi plant in there. And just go and do the same with the next one in there. And then I'll show you a little bit about creating the right environment. Okay, so now that they're in and amongst the shingle, we're now just going to water them in. They like a good drink, and want to keep this pretty much a good flow of water throughout its whole growing season. But what we're also going to do is we're going to put a clotch over the top, so a little plastic clear sheet. And what I'm using is these plastic pipes with a bit of bamboo, which is put at the end. So you cut a length of plastic pipe, which you can see there. So you take the length of that, you take your bit of bamboo, and that just goes into one end of it, like so. And then that end, you then take and you stick in the ground. We're roughly going to go for 4, so that will go in the ground there, so put it in kind of downwards like that, and the other end we'll take and put in the ground there, like that. So you start to create this hooped effect. You just go along the whole way, putting one in after the other. So one at the back there, and then one at the front here. Putting them down. Okay, and then the last one. It goes in fairly easy because I already dug the soil over. And in there. So you get this kind of triple hoop system. There's actually 4 of them, I don't know why I'm saying triple. And then they will provide the framework for the cloche to go over, which will keep the moisture and everything inside to keep a nice humid environment.